Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Bill Hawkins with AARP Alabama, and thanks for being with us for this fraud alert. You know, one of the most common things now is free access to public Wi-Fi. You go to a restaurant, you go to any type of building, and you see it. We're joined today by Bob Negro. Bob has been a volunteer with AARP's Fraud Watch Network for about 5 years. Prior to that, he spent about 20 years as a criminal investigator. Bob, this is an increasingly all too common fraud. So tell us a little bit about these scams and how they work.
Well, Bill, you said it. These public Wi-Fi networks are practically everywhere, from coffee shops to fast food joints and hotels. But people need to realize that while the public Wi-Fi is free, it does come with a cost. And that cost is the potential security risk that it poses to your devices and data. An AARP survey found that 70% of respondents admitted to using public Wi-Fi access, and many of those same respondents performed financial transactions over these connections.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, every year, many of the same public Wi-Fi users end up getting targeted by scammers and have their money or sensitive personal data stolen by criminals. A common hazard of public Wi-Fi is the evil twin scam. This is where a criminal sets up his or her computer to generate a public Wi-Fi hotspot that has a name similar to a nearby legitimate public Wi-Fi spot. For instance, if you were at a Starbucks and you pulled up your computer and saw a public Wi-Fi access with the name Starbacks, well, I mean, it's so close, and an
Sure.
innocent user could easily mistake and log onto that evil twin hotspot instead of a legitimate Wi-Fi spot. Once in there, in the evil twins Wi-Fi spot, then the operator of that fake spot, he has complete access to whatever web traffic that the user is performing, and could steal critical personal information from for identity theft purposes.
That's a good term you used about the evil twin. I like that term. But what can folks do if they use public Wi-Fi services to protect their personal information and themselves? What should they do?
Certainly, Bill. First of all, you need to pay close attention to the name of the public Wi-Fi spot and verify that the sponsoring business or office is the one hosting it. Make sure it's not an evil twin. Likewise, you should make sure the settings on your phone, your tablet, or your laptop computer are not set to automatically join any unsecured public Wi-Fi connection, because that'll happen automatically if you have it set up that way, and you won't even have a
Okay.
chance to check if it's a valid
So it
Wi-Fi.
just happens whether you do something or not.
Yeah, and you have to change that in your settings menu.
Okay.
Never use public Wi-Fi networks to connect to your financial or banking websites. Don't do anything on public Wi-Fi connections that you would not want broadcast out there for other people to see. And
Sure.
when on public Wi-Fi, consider using a virtual private network, a VPN, to add a level of anonymity and security. These are available on the web. There's different sites that offer them, and basically it offers a firewall between you and the internet and could help increase your security a little bit. Home shopping should always be done at home. That's why they call it home shopping.
Yeah.
If you give your credit card information over one of these public Wi-Fi spots, you may as well hand it over to the criminals because they can use it and abuse it to their heart's content.
Well, what should people do if they feel that they have been scammed in this way?
Well, first of all, let the owner of any legitimate public Wi-Fi spot know that if you suspect an evil twin is mimicking their service. Uh, and if you become a victim of identity theft over a public Wi-Fi spot, make sure to report it to the appropriate law enforcement authorities. You may want to freeze your credit report or your credit through one of the different credit reporting agencies, the three credit bureaus in the United States. Now we have the ability to do that where we can stop people from accessing our credit during the period that we have it frozen. Of course, you always want to keep up on the latest Wi-Fi and other frauds at the AARP Fraud Watch website. I can't tell you enough
Sure.
how good of a resource that is.
And I've put that at the bottom of the page for our viewers. Great. Bob, this is an all too common and still tragic form of fraud. So thanks for the great information and for joining us today. We
Thanks.
appreciate it.
That Wi-Fi costs a lot more than a cup of coffee. It could cost you your identity. So
Thanks,
to
Bob.
avoid it.
Thanks, Bob. Okay, thank you so much for being with us today. Uh, Join us again soon. And again, avoid fraud. I've still got the information for the AARP Fraud Watch Network running down here. So call that number if you need anything. And in the meanwhile, we thank you again and look forward to seeing you soon.